Alright, Vetra. Let's see who's left. We had a Gil scene, a Kalos scene, a Suvi scene, Liam, Cora, Jal. The one in the medbay might have been Drax scene, and PB kind of had a big, like, hey, everyone's friends now, right, scene. So this Vetra one might be the last one, actually. I'll double check, of course. Let's get down to Kadara for possibly the last time. Probably the #1 planet the game tells me to go back to after I think I'm done with it. I still reflexively kind of dodge away from the, like, acid pools. Am I the only one that's surprised by how the plot line, the main plot, just kind of stopped in this place? Like, that one guy is like, you already have the really iffy thing where they're like, huh, someone on this planet's secretly having a secret identity. I'm like, it's that guy right there. And then like, many hours later, the game was like, it was that guy the whole time. You never saw it coming, right? And I'm like, I called it out immediately based on zero information because of how obvious your story writing is and how blatantly just not surprising this stuff always is. Like, it builds up to that fight, and then I shot him once, and who knows what state he's in at this point, but it just kind of stopped. I thought there'd be some sort of showdown later on, or a follow-up, or he just kind of disappeared from the game forever, I think, which was just generally surprising. I'm like, oh, it's just, that's it. that was the ending, I guess. Like, it never, in the moment, it didn't feel like the ending of the quest line at all, but so much time has passed now that I'm just forced to assume that it was, in fact, the ending, because otherwise, what the hell was it? By the way, I flinched away from that hug Jal's mom scene, because I'm so not, I'm like afraid of this game's quick time events at this point.
Why did you come to Helios?
General you or personal you?
You, Vetra? Personally?
Same reason everyone else did. Bought the pitch.
Must have been an impressive pitch. Was it worth it?
It better be.
Like, there's I've talked about this before, but the quick time events in this game are so astonishingly rare that one of them only happens like every 10 hours, which is not frequent enough for quick time events. If your game has quick time events, it needs to happen like, there needs to be one happening like every hour or so, or even more frequently, just so that the player is even considering their possibility and ready for them to happen. Having them happen like once every 10 hours is so out there that it's like, what's happening? Every time it happens, and I'm like, oh, this interface, what does it say? Crap. I'm trying to like zero in on the text and figure out what it says, then and then try to make the decision of whether or not I want to click it. And over the span of like, what's often like 3 seconds or less. It's a weird system, and I've become afraid of the quick time events because I've done them reflexively a few times because I'm like, quick time events mean don't die in many games, and I don't have time to process the decision, which is part of why I shot the guy when I mostly just wanted to stop him from assassinating somebody out of cold blood. But I ended up shooting him. I'm like, I didn't really mean to do that, but I had to make such a quick decision.
This is it. Can't wait till you see the view.
So as a result, when the game's all like, hey, you want to hug Jal's mom? I'm like, oh my god, there's a quick time event. Am I going to kill her? Because like, they're mostly hostile events, and I'm always surprised by, oh god, I accidentally did something bad. Then now I'm afraid to press them when they do something good. Similar thing happened in Yakuza 0. When I was doing main missions of Yakuza 0, quick time events were relatively common-ish, kind of, at least, especially during boss fights. But during side missions, it seemed like 1 out of every 15 side missions would have one quick time event out of nowhere with no warm-up, and then it would never come up again. And so I was never ready for them because they were so fast and so unexpected.
You were right. The view is great from up here.
We're not even to the top yet. Come on, I'll race you.
A race up this cliff?
Less talk, more climb. Let's go, Pathfinder. And no jump jets. No one likes a cheat.
Also, I'm a biotic. Haha. Can you... Not trying to be racist or anything, but like, can you rock climb very well with those types of legs? The digigrade legs where your knees are reversed and your knees stick way out in front of your actual feet? Like, it would actually be hard for you to get purchase, right? Because it's like trying to imagine like a wolf climbing a wall, like climbing straight up a rock face for hundreds of feet. Like, their limbs are all shaped wrong for that kind of stuff. This is like... In fact, this feels like a Liam scenario, this rock climbing bonding moment. It feels like more like a Liam moment than a Vetra moment to begin with, but it's like, I genuinely wonder if she can climb the stuff very well, because they just gave her us a camera angle of her climbing, but she was standing completely still, and her knee is awkwardly jamming into the wall, so they made her stand in the perfect spot where there's a big opening in the wall there, that makes room just for her knee, and it looks like it's impossible for her to move from that position because it's like the only spot they could pose her on where she doesn't clip through the wall with her crazy legs. Don't know if that's gonna work out.
Alright, that's it. Now, I'm gonna show you how it's done.
You can try.
Pride goeth before a fall.
Having fun?
Told you I'd show you.
Oh, I am well and truly shown. Wow. It's all going to be like this, huh?
No. Better.
For 14 months, I wondered if I'd made a mistake coming here and dragging my sister with me. I don't wonder anymore. Boarding the Tempest that day was the best decision I ever made.
It's been a wild ride, huh?
Wouldn't exchange it for any other.
That's a nice camera angle. Oh, we're down here again. Hey, Jal, sorry you couldn't come, but you also have digigrade legs, so you'd probably be screwed. Look at his legs. Boy, oh boy, that can't climb walls. In fact, I was right. You'll notice that the rock wall that where was that anyway? There? No, definitely not there. But the thing that Ryder was climbing on was like convex, like it was like an actual like rock wall. She had a weirdly convenient concave chunk of wall that looked like it was staircase shaped, so that she could look like she was climbing for 3 seconds on a surface that otherwise could totally not be climbed by that kind of character. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Alright, well she feels validated then, by dragging her sister along. Well, really that maybe should be her sister's choice. Also somewhat concerning that the place is all beautiful and orangey and misty and everything, but it's only that way because it's specifically filled with noxious gas that's probably on some level dangerous because this entire planet is a cesspool, essentially. Well, R.I.P. Kadara, I think we're leaving. I think we're heading out. Wonder what kind of ending is going to come up here. Like, I'm wondering if, like, could characters be in danger? Could someone die? Like an actual party member? Oh, I need to go to Aya for the movie night. And Aladdin has crashed ships. And that's it, basically? Then I go to the Nexus and go have a chat? Alright, then. Let's go to Aya, then. Alright, so I need to go to Ion and Aladdin, because I need to go to every single planet. No one said Vold yet, so I might get I might get away with not going to Vold, but we'll see if they send me there, too. But before long, it'll be time for the next story mission, I think. Got another thing to do on here. We have 3 people to talk to on Aya that still remember the Kett invasion, I believe is what's going on here. So one more thing to check out before we buy the party supplies. And then maybe we're done with this planet forever?
The Moshai said you remember when the Kett arrived.
My father's oldest friend was chosen to be Volt's ambassador to the Kett. The day he left, they embraced as brothers. All the Kett sent back was his badge, and a holo recording I wasn't allowed to watch. I was too young to understand why everyone was scared, why my father mourned for months.
Why kill an ambassador and risk retaliation?
They told us it was retaliation for Havarl's attack on their envoy. Havarl received the same story, but in that one, we were the aggressors. We were so busy blaming each other. We were divided when the Kett launched their assault. They'll try the same with you. Be ready.
They can't try the same if we wipe them out. All of them. Maybe that's where this goes. I doubt it. They probably were expecting sequels, right? So they're I wouldn't be surprised if we don't even beat the Kett entirely.
The Moshai said you'd want to hear my experience with the Kett, to learn from it.
I do. Tell me about it.
They had just arrived. I was on a civilian shuttle to Volt when we received a message the spaceport was on lockdown. Security concerns due to the Kett, we were supposed to land on a nearby moon and wait for the all clear. Instead of landing, the shuttle captain turned back. Something felt wrong, he said. Later we learned it was a Kett transmission to isolate us for capture. The captain had saved our lives.
The enemy uses confusion to take advantage of the vulnerable.
Many shuttles obeyed that false order. Those people were never seen again.
A Salarian and a Turian chillin' and looking exactly how they always do.
Was worth the bumpy ride.
Someday we'll find a world like this, just for us.
Where's your face paints, Mr. Turian? As is tradition. Now you just kind of vaguely moss colored. I feel like I never saw any Turians in the coloration that a lot of the Turians in this game are. The Turians are often completely different in appearance while simultaneously not having any face markings. It's weird. They mostly look kind of bone-ish before, I think, but then had a wide variety of markings to make them look different.
The Moshai said we should speak. You remember the Kett's arrival.
One of them came to our city on Havarl to offer lavish gifts. We lined up along the street to watch the alien walk with our ambassador. As it passed, it stopped and knelt in front of me. I still dream of what it said. Young one, you are meant for greatness.
Now I know why my arrival had everyone on edge.
When I saw you walk with Paran through our city, I hoped the guards would kill you. I will never trust outsiders again.
a little bit of background as to why people reacted the way they did. Although that was pretty much already set up by just the simple fact that the Kett were an outside invader that's still present. So that's enough reason to instill xenophobia into a crowd. Can I even select the quest specifically? It's that one. There we go. Hey, can I get party supplies? Electroshock therapy party supplies?
We're still good.
That's an RPG. A Revenant decryption key. I think we're done with those, though. I don't think... I would have liked to have that earlier when it would have been relevant, but I think we're done with that. Let's see. Special items. Bid components. That's something. I also sell all salvage, and then we will get this plant. And this. Decryption key is tempting just for the sake of it. Screw it. Buying a decryption key. I have $30 million after all. And I'm about to make 3,000 more anyway. I meant to say 30,000, obviously, not 30 million. There we go. I'm hoping at this point that maybe the joke is going to be that this quest is like so overhyped. That this party is so overhyped that it's like a disaster. It's like, we're going to get special foods, and special movies, and special electroshock sensations for the movies, but then also another kind of special food, and like we keep adding more and more until eventually it's just like, this is a disaster, what have we done? Okay, Jal, please don't electrocute and murder my crew with your movie gimmick. Why is it... Make up your mind, Jal. Oh, god damn it. It said he was over here, then it said he was over here, and now it's saying it's over here. He's actually teleporting around the ship right now. It's getting weird. He's warping all over the place every time I try to approach him. Wait, what? He was supposed to be over here. Now he's back this way. What the hell? The game just... Wait, now he's below me? How can he be below me? Nothing's below me. Jal? Jal, where are you? Wait. What's happening? How do I find Jal? I think the game broke. I can't find Jal. You're Cora. Lexi. Do I have to try every... Is the... I think the waypoint's warping around because the game doesn't know where Jal is. He's up there? What? You said to go downstairs. Then you said to go to different rooms. A+ waypoint system. You did it.
Ah, you acquired the components?
Yes. I'm looking forward to seeing what you and Gil put together.
He's very gifted. When we succeed, more of your people can experience our stories as they are meant to be enjoyed. Goda Tavitara, the Lulia Reborn trilogy. I'm weeping a bit already.
We're almost there. To the vaunted, amazingly hyped, super duper movie night of extra extravagance. What is Drac doing besides phasing through Vetra right now? You guys okay? Why are you all in one spot together? Hi.
Hey, Ryder. Thinking about our run through the Archon's flagship. Word of warning. You die again, I'm taking it to HR as emotional abuse. Stop it.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Drac and Vetra are hugging. Oh, they're getting so close together, those crew members.
I always have time for you.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Nope, we're otherwise not super big on follow-up. Alright. I believe that leaves our next stop as being Aladdin. especially since this damn thing is on hold. Scour the entire goddamn universe for freaking collectibles, and I get all of them, and the game's like, that's not good enough, you're still gonna have to do better. I'm like, how? God damn it, game. I did all of them. About Sam, from Lexi. Ryder, about our last discussion. Sam and I thought it best if we both took a crash course in AI history together to gain a better understanding of each other's perspectives. It's been immensely helpful in finding common ground, but it's also for highlighting the differences between Sam and the Geth. The Geth didn't need the Quarians to survive, but Sam cannot carry out his primary function without a Pathfinder. I still don't like that Sam has the ability to stop your heart, but I no longer have nightmares about him getting trigger happy with your life. Lexi. Communication from Jal. Ryder, thank you for visiting my family with me. For someone with such a small family, it must have been overwhelming, but you didn't show it at all. The kinds of questions that I've had to answer. What do humans eat? Is that hair soft? What is their homeworld like? Made me very glad for our 2 embassies. Stay clear, Jal. Hey, a little bit of follow-up there. Yeah, I talked to both of you, so we're all good now? Yeah, we took care of both their issues. So now it's off to Aladdin.
Smoke in the distance. Probably the crashed ship we're looking for.
Hello. So back on Aladdin, there's some sort of crashed ship, and the mission's called Dissension in the
I
Ranks.
say we wade in and clean up this mess.
This is interesting because it might mean that maybe Kett aren't all mind controlled. Like maybe they're not all one hive mind. Maybe it's like, maybe there's an equivalent of like Finn from the Stormtroopers, where like one of them can turn on the others and stuff like that. Or what if there's even an entire organization of other Kett? It would add some dimensionality to them. The Angara have factions, but the Kett haven't so far. I've expected from the beginning for the Kett to eventually reflect the Geth from a faction perspective of there being different versions that may or may not be willing to fight us. Because that's how living creatures tend to be, is not a hive mind.
What's this?
It appears to be a Kett data log, Pathfinder. It may contain saved data of some variety.
Can we access this data, Sam?
The device is locked.
When has a simple lock ever stopped you, Sam? Come on, hack this thing.
Pathfinder, it is not just a simple lock. We have never encountered a Kett device with security like this before. I suggest we bring it back to the Tempest for further analysis.
Looks like something Suvi can help with.
That seems a little dangerous. Just find a weird artifact and just take it back to the Tempest and just see what happens. Isn't this how, like... Isn't this, like, almost exactly like when we plugged a USB drive into Sam and we're like, oh no, it's a virus, we could have never seen this coming.
The Turians have compulsory military service. Is that right?
Most. I didn't. My father took us from Palaven before I came of age. Maybe it's good not to learn exactly the same thing as everyone else.
Ah, so she's inherently different from everyone else. Oh, Suvi, time to do something clever.
It's almost unbelievable that some of the Kett would be fighting their own.
Why?
The Kett always seemed so monolithic, almost faceless.
There's so much we still don't know about how their society functions.
The stuff you've brought in is helping shed some light on those questions. Speaking of which, this device you found at that destroyed Kett ship, it's secured with a biometric lock that can only be activated with a specific genetic code.
So, like a fingerprint scan, except with a genetic fingerprint.
Exactly. Whatever's in this, it's probably only meant for trusted individuals.
So you're saying I have to track down some Kett?
But that would be impossible, Ryder. Remember those Kett genetic samples you scanned on Volt? Lexi's been working on the data, and I have an idea that just might work. We should go talk with her when you have time.
How? How is capturing a Kett impossible? They're just people, aren't they? And I have biotics. In fact, multiple crews of biotics. And we have a large crew. And we have scientists and engineers that could all put their minds together. Surely I could bind someone in biotics for a moment. Then we could capture them with physical restraints. And then, ta-da, you've captured somebody. That one random Angara lady captured a Kett all on her own and was torturing it in a place. Like, why can't I capture Kett? How is that impossible? That's an insane statement.
Got your memo, Suvi. Data's right here, but I'm not sure what you're expecting to find.
Tell me you have it all sequenced.
Yes, of course. It was the first thing I...
Perfect. Sam, can you test combinations of sequences against the lock?
Testing.
Brute force, Dr. Anwar?
Tried and true methods. And with Sam's processing speed, it should take no time.
Key found.
Whoa. We thought it was a data log, but it's not. It's...
It just locked onto a transmission.
Does it compromise our security?
The device is a receiver. It will not reveal our location.
This transmission is audio.
The Archon has abandoned our way, spurns tradition, defies protocol. He abuses his authority, obsesses over remnant secrets, and keeps us cut off from home. This cannot continue. He will return to the path of right or be destroyed. This is my promise. An Archon stands tall only while we hold him up.
Someone's gunning for the Archon. I'd say that's something we can exploit.
You don't mean try to make some kind of deal?
Don't know yet. What else is in the transmission?
It's the same stuff. It repeats. I wonder if there's a way to trace the signal. Scanning for nav point. I'll transmit it to your Omni tool in case you want to check it out.
What do you think we'll find out there?
I don't know. It might be a base of Kett dissidents organizing against the Archon.
Whatever it is, please be careful, Ryder.
Confer with Lexi complete. Oh, we're going back to EOS again. Welp. This seems like a really bad case of enemy of my enemy, though, because yes, they're attacking the Archon, so maybe we can exploit them to fight each other, but, like, we can. I seriously doubt we can ally with the person that's like, we need to be true Kett and still be... Like, that person still seemed to be in favor of obliterating everyone, just not necessarily caring about the Remnant, specifically, and a few other things, but the handful of things they don't seem to care about still probably involves fighting the Nexus, I think. Ah, the vast, empty desert. I thought I'd never see it again. I was wrong. How dare I? How much you want to bet this place ends up like having me tour through all the different planets for this quest? I've done it a few times, but it's so late in the game they have to know that the player would have done it several times by then.
For resources, you can extract minerals via your mining.
Is there a cave like underground here, or that one?
Interface.
That a one.
I think that's Kett tech. Stay alert.
Down we go.
Loot from our outposts. And an Ark escape pod? Where did they get that?
Crap. Do you think they might have found an Ark?
We need an up-close scan.
We already found all the Arks. We already found all the Arks. Remember? That already happened. It was like a big deal. Ow. I don't know if you forgot or something, but like, oh yeah, us finding all the arcs was kind of a big deal. One might say one of the primary driving forces of the entire game. And it happened in the past. Also, where they find an arc escape pod, among other things, well, we know that they took over the entire Salarian ship on their own, so that's kind of a big deal. But additionally, we know that the Turians were just dumping escape pods everywhere. Oh, wait, I'm thinking not escape pod. I was thinking of stasis pods. But yeah, they were dumping stasis pods everywhere, and the Lucinia was not in great shape either. So really, just across the board, everyone was having a bad time with their arcs. Bye bye. You doing alright down there? You that looked like a nasty spill. Sorry. Not sorry.
Wonder if there's anything hidden away back here.
What, in the Arc Escape Squad?
Be a good shelter, if people need it.
Signs of Kett still linger. There's no getting rid of them.
I mean, hopefully there's some getting rid of them, because that seems to be the entire mission we
This is
have.
the nav point Suvi gave us, but there's nothing here. Just this beacon.
It's probably a proxy to hide the true location. Whoever it is doesn't want the Archon to know what they're doing.
You say there's nothing here, but there's a Arc Escape Pod. That's kind of something.
Pathfinder, I have located another node on this network. Updating your Omni tool with the information.
Another variant. Salarian. Reflexes were impressive.
Duranhi R11 Holor. In need of assistance.
No longer aware of where it is. Dispose of it.
Sure we can't find a way to kill him again?
We're working on it. Here we go. Oh, and Victor, right. Their names sound frustratingly identical, so I was like, for a second there, I thought they were all saying something like, oop.
Assistance.
See if we can find where to go. Still out here? Okay. I briefly thought that it was coming from I thought it was the Archon for a second there. I'm like, hey, what do you mean can we kill the Archon again? We haven't killed him yet, have we? Are you spoiling future events like before? But no, that was Invictor, another character who speaks and sounds identically to the Archon, because they all have the same voice.
Are up. A good sign for people trying to live here.
But they're technically different people, and that they have a different name. I find myself wondering what's like the voice acting role like that, right? Where they're gonna heavily modify your voice to the point where not only is it unrecognizable as being your voice, but it's unrecognizable as even really having emotions or being distinct from anybody else's voice that has the same modifications. Because the Kett just sound identical to each other, which is unfortunate. And yet they can't. And yet they can't disguise it when they use that one actress from Sense 8 and something, because she sounds identical in every single version. Whether she's a Salarian or a human or a Krogan, she always sounds like the same actress.
Let's see where this beacon leads us.
God, they're so screwed now because of how effective my abilities have gotten.
Pathfinder, I have located another node on this network. Updating your Omni tool with the information.
How many relays are they using just to hide this piece of information? Honestly, with this kind of breadcrumb trail, I would just be paranoid, thinking that it's some kind of path to lure me in and trap me, which happens a lot. Our Pathfinder walks into traps a lot. And installs malware on his AI that's going to save the world. And other stuff.
Blackrock signal comes and goes. You've evened out the weather, but I wouldn't call reception clear. Eos still feels frontier. Claimed, but not tamed, we like to say.
It's So are we gonna ever meet or encounter this,
He's watching what happens on Eos very closely.
Are we ever gonna encounter the outcast settlements that are here? There's supposed to be a big outcast settlement that managed to thrive despite the fact, you know, despite the radiation. Even though the council, the Citadel apparently failed 3 times. Or failed twice, and then I made the 3rd time happen, I mean. But despite that there was outcasts here? I don't think I've ever seen them, have I? There was one little tent in one spot that was just a trading post, and that was about it. I kind of wanted to see that, but I kind of wonder if maybe that was like a thread they just kind of forgot about and dropped at some point, or maybe they planned it for later and they never got around to it. That's like you can't just introduce that idea and not follow up on it. That's kind of a big deal. The idea that people just already lived here, despite the fact that our people failed over and over again and just generally suck. Like, Eos is uninhabitable except for all the people that are inhabiting it right now. Fly! Ah. That was an unpleasant noise to hear at that range. Ah. Right in my ear.
Looks like that's it for hostiles. Let's see what this beacon has for us.
Pathfinder, I have located another node on this network. Updating your Omni tool with the information.
Holy crap. The questing in this game does not... It definitely wants to die hard, huh? Like, okay, final dregs of side quests before we wrap up the story, and what is it? A quest that tells you to click on a waypoint, like 6 times.
Seeing one more or less reclaimed is strange.
Sweet jumps! That sound. Boy, that would make me uncomfortable if I had to live around here. I just heard this, it almost sounds like somebody like clawing at something. And they just make that sound at all times in every direction at once. It's like the backing audio to like a Lovecraft scenario or something. Black Rock Tande. Whoa! Made it. I don't need to use the correct path, I can just jump over everything. With the power of moderate persistence.
The transmission is strong and unobstructed.
Hi.
That's a lot of dead.
Whoa! Who's a dead Kett? That was a bad... That didn't go near anything. That's a bad idea. I should just disable that so I can hopefully resummon it again soon. There we go. Whoa! Owie. Target obstructed how? Don't lie to me. There we go. Oh! That looked uncomfortable. Stop that. Is he the last? No, he's not the last. Oh, these guys now. Oh, that's wildlife, right. Right, they're not even wildlife, it's a remnant. I actually could have ignored those. Can it be? Is it the last one? Were we just trying to find out which, like, a new building that wasn't here before? Because, like, I feel like we could have just done a scan from orbit. Like, you can visibly see this planet, this thing, because it's a black building on a white backdrop in the same area as all the relays that we couldn't get past.
Exaltation lifted our ancestors out of sorrow and tribulation. This noble gift now allows us to raise others and share in the genetic bounty of this galaxy. But the Archon would selfishly hoard what Helios has to offer.
Recorded messages?
Probably set to broadcast to the Kett.
The Archon does not serve Kett's interests, only his own. He wastes our time on the Remnant, but keeps all knowledge for himself. These are the acts of a traitor, not true Kett. The Archon believes Meridian will bring him power. He will become the master of the Remnant, its sole master. Once Helios submits, where does the traitor turn his gaze? Think. Understand. Our home is in peril.
Okay, so definitely some element of common enemy where they're becoming threatened by the Archon, but they're not going to be on our side, I don't think.
Well, we found it. This looks like a comm console. It's probably what's sending out the messages.
There must be more here. This can't be it.
And so you have found me. You are a single-minded creature, Pathfinder. I see it now. Your determination will grant the Kett dominion over this galaxy.
Determination is a personality trait, not a genetic one. Not that personality is something you understand. Or have.
You waste time on pettiness. I did not reveal myself as a traitor easily. I did so only because I seek a mutual benefit.
Getting rid of the Archon.
The Archon's obsession with the Remnant incites chaos and endangers all we've worked for. This must end.
I take it you need my help for this?
I am Kett. I do not need help. I would use you as a tool to hasten the Archon's destruction. I need only ensure nothing stands between you and your target. Once he is cut down, the Remnant will cease to be a concern. We will complete our purpose here and leave.
Exaltation.
One day you will be family. Till then, fight if you must. But I offer a reprieve from this conflict, so you can destroy a mutual enemy.
Take it. We'll need all the help we can get.
The Kett cannot be trusted. Ryder, think.
Why do you oppose the Archon?
The Archon says he will use Meridian to dominate this cluster. He says Meridian will bring us victory. We have never needed Remnant to be victorious. No, he wants more. His ambition is plain. I am not alone in this thought.
What exactly do I get from this deal?
Sometime soon, I will be called upon by the Archon to destroy you. When that time arrives, I will provide you with the means to disable my ship.
Or you could just leave me alone.
And should you fail to bring down the Archon, my treachery will be exposed.
Clever.
Fine. Anything that'll help me kill the Archon.
During our next clash, I shall lower my ship's defenses and allow you to use a kill code to disable it. I have transmitted the code to the console in this room. I bid you goodbye, Pathfinder. We will not speak again.
And then I can just betray him, right? Use the kill code, disable a ship, then blow up his ship, and then he's gone, and the Archon's gone, and the Primus is gone, and... like, I better have that option. They're my enemy. Like, irrevocably, irreversibly my enemy. They're not even working with me. They're not even, like... there's no ultimatum here. Like, they're not like, oh, we'll be friends if you help me kill the Archon. They're like, yeah, help me kill the Archon for convenience sake, and then also, you know, then I will still try to assimilate all of you, because that's our goal, and we don't look past that. It's like, there's no reconciling this. They're irrevocably my enemy, so I better have the option to kill code their ship and then blow it up. And just betray them outright, because that's the only sane option, is to take the part that'll make it so I can destroy them, and then just actually destroy them, and instead of play destroying them. There's no reason to play ahead. There is no reasonable excuse for why I would behave that way. He needs to be destroyed outright. Please give me that option, game. You have to. You don't have a choice. You have to give me that option. You are insane if we get to that part of the story and I don't have the option to betray them and destroy them. So I think we're yep, back on track. Time to go to the Nexus, talk to them about the Meridian, and then we will continue forward with this main story, unless they bombard me with 500 more quest objectives. Blah.